Okay, this whole week has been nothing short of intense, okay? And it doesn't stop today. It just adds another layer. Okay, today is all about listening and feeling the shocks and the signs, the interruptions, the delays, the crossed wires, the sudden insights. And they're all pointing us to where we are ready for change. We are so ready for change. And we are being guided to handle change differently than we would have in the past. So when we say this isn't working for me anymore, that's when you start to get this flood of innovative ideas and aha moments and epiphanies. Those sudden insights start to appear, and they invite us to experiment with new options and new responses. And we begin to live life by our rules. So we'll break down the energy through the numerology, then the astrology. Of course, we'll turn to the cards. But first, thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay, your time, your love, your support. I appreciate you. Thank you. So hi, I'm Telly. This is Tarot with Telly. Welcome to your Daily Focus, November the 21st, 2025. We have the energy of the 21. The 21 says there's things that we need to attend to. There's loose ends to be tied up here before we can go forward, before we can start anew. There is a brand new path awaiting us, each and every one of us. And we know that because, well, we have a 21 energy, but we also know that because we've just had a new moon, which tells us new beginnings, new starts, new revelations and ideas. But in order to really step into that energy the way we want to step into that energy, then we have to do some housekeeping first. We have to clean out the clutter, maybe simplify in some way. 2 plus 1 is a 3, and that is about our imagination, our thoughts, our voice. It's all about transformation. It's being led with a sense of curiosity. If we look at the daily numerology, it would be a 2 plus a 3 plus a 9, which is a 14. So simplify, yeah. Having more by having less. Forging ourselves into the person we want to become, understanding what true balance means to us individually. 1 plus 4 is a 5, and that is all about creating joy and happiness, laughter and giggles in the moment, to be present. Now, 5s are a very busy energy kind of day energy, I guess. So expect a lot of things to be coming at you from different angles, or you have you're multitasking because there's different things that need to be done. It usually ends up being a busy day. Okay, our minds could be incredibly busy, but busy is all about the 5. Now, the 2026 calendar is finally done. I promised you months ago I would have it done. I decided to do all the planets, when they change signs, where they move to, when they go retrograde, when they go direct, when the solstices happen, when the equinoxes happen, when the eclipses happen. And I've got that all in there for you. And really, you know, get your natal chart, okay? And you can do that on my website. I'll leave the links in the description box below. Go and get, follow the link, go and get your natal chart, okay? Absolutely free. And then when you look at the calendar and you say, well, Mercury is going into Virgo, or or my 6th house, or my 5th house, or my 12th house, or could it be a money house? Could it be a relationship zone? Could it be a career path that we're looking at? Depending on, and what planets do you have? I know that, like, I have a lot of planets in Virgo. So when planets are in Virgo, I want to know when they're crossing over my natal planets, because it activates that part of who I am. So you know how things will happen and you'll be like, what is going on? And then you look at the calendar, okay? Just that quick look, and you're like, it's activating my Venus, my Jupiter, my Sun. So, anyways, the descriptions are all down below. Are actually the links are in the description box below, and I give you an invite to at least get your natal chart. If you don't do anything else, at least get the natal chart. But the calendar will serve as a wonderful tool that you can just look at the calendar and you know that there are certain things that are going to affect you on a personal level. I talk about the collective level, but if you want to know on a personal level and weave those things together, you'll be in first place all the way. Okay. Um, Sun. The sun is in Scorpio for most of the day. Okay, the Scorpio energy is about to lift on us because the sun will be moving into Sagittarius. I think it's like 8:30, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll all wake up to tomorrow. We'll all wake up to a sun in Sagittarius, and our moon is in Sagittarius. So okay, before the sun leaves Scorpio, it still has two more conversations it wants to get under its belt, and that'll be the sun opposing Uranus and the sun trining Neptune. And both of these energies will be with us for, well, a couple more days, I think till the 23rd. And the sun, Neptune, and Uranus have been the headlines all week. Okay, and we just keep getting new layers of this energy. That final push of digging deep for truth, for what matters most, for what needs to change. So Uranus, yes, will send shockwaves, shaking up things. When it comes to security, money, income, our routines, Uranus is about expecting the unexpected. It wants to, that's our future. Uranus is our future. It wakes us up to what can be. So be prepared, go with the flow. And when we find ourselves experiencing those sudden changes, we will feel a sense of liberation. We could also feel a sense of rebellion. And Neptune is there to guide us. It's that inner guidance, our intuition, that gut feeling, and it'll help us navigate those shakeups and shockwaves. Absolutely. Everything I could say about the energy, I've already said in one way or another since the beginning of the week. This energy just keeps gaining strength to make us aware of our triggers, the old story, where we feel trapped, where we feel unseen, unheard, and decide that this is the day it changes. This day becomes the moment I stop feeling like a victim of my circumstances and I start acting like the co-creator of my path. And that should be your statement for today. Okay, we stop feeling like a victim of our circumstances, what's happening around us, and we start acting like the co-creator of our path. And I mean, I could go into it in depth and sit here for 15 minutes, but I really would be repeating, go and watch the new moon again. I think I wrapped it up really completely in the new moon. If not, then go the day before that. And if not, go to Monday, whatever. But all this week we have been talking about this energy. So it kind of seems redundant at this point to keep repeating it. Now this energy will start to fade as the sun moves into Sagittarius, because we get that sense of optimism coming in. We look for the opportunities, the adventure, the learning experiences. But today is about sitting with ourselves and understanding, why is this happening to me? And I've had enough. It's not going to be like this going forward for me. I'm going to change this, that, or the other thing. And no, you won't change it all in one day, but it's the starting point. It's that spark. It's that spark. I see that live wire flying again in front of me. It's that spark that we are going to embrace, that we are going to encapsulate into the force that drives us forward. Okay, let's turn to the cards. Who do we have at the bottom? Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups says we got to get out of our comfort zones. We've got to stop playing it safe. If we keep continuing to do the same thing day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out, and we expect something to change, that is the true definition of insanity, to do the same thing over and over and expect a new result because of it. We have to shake ourselves out of the comfort zone, and that is what these planets have been trying to tell us for the entire week. So, in order to go on the true adventure, in order to really step into that path, we have to break away from some of the things that have made us feel safe, comfortable, loved. We need to stretch our wings and fly, is what I hear. And Sagittarius will put the wind under our wings, okay? So, okay, underlying energy for today is the Knight of Cups. Well, this is about growing relationships deeper. This is about compassion and love and empathy and having all those things on the board of what we are creating for our future. And then we have the Queen of Cups, Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is the love we have for ourselves. To know that we are deserving and worthy, knowing that this is what we want, a passion, a dream, a desire, goals that we want to set for ourselves to enrich our lives in one way or another. How do we fill that cup? We have a cup. We are meditating on that cup. So this is about meditating on your future. And what do you want to fill that cup with? What do you want your future to look like? Where do you dare to step? How do you want that cup to overflow? Seven of Wands. We're making a statement here. Seven of Wands comes out. This is a statement followed by an action. This is where we say enough is enough. This is the way I'm going forward. Please join me, but if you don't, I'm still going. This is the way I want to live my life. This is the goal I want to go after. This is the passion that I want to embrace. This is the spark of insight that I want to follow and see where it leads. And then start the journey. And then start the journey. And look at this, the Nine of Cups. So we have a lot of cups here, and yes, it is very high emotion. It is a lot of water signs happening here. It's a lot of water, which means a lot of emotion is flowing, So, when I say that, then I say, we might just feel like slamming that door or sending off that kind of mean text or say that thing that we really can't unsay later. And we will come to regret those kinds of things. So it's about having a patience with ourselves and the energy and saying, what is the next best step for me personally? Okay, Nine of Cups. What are your dreams? What are your desires? What do you want to step into? What are the goals? What are the passions? Okay, Sagittarius is going to wake all that up inside of you. So start thinking about it now. What do you truly want to step into? Who do you want to become? What do you want to be remembered for? What is a goal, a dream, a desire that you really want to push towards, to step into, to become? Is it a beautiful relationship? Is it the career of your choice? Is it being that person in the community that is helping others? And maybe you're helping others be successful in their own way. Do you take them past that self-doubt that you used to have, and you relate to them doubting themselves, and you help them to move forward in some new way. I don't know who I'm talking to there, but I'm talking to somebody because your angels are being pretty powerful right now. Okay, because that sounded like an intentional message for somebody, or maybe several of you, maybe lots of you. Okay, the ancient stones. This is a time to, honor our emotions. Oh my goodness, who's flying? Who flew out? The volcano flew out. Goodness gracious. The volcano. Okay, I'm going to hold that up as best as I can. I think you will be able to see pictures within the picture. Maybe let your eyes go a little unfocused there while I'm reading about the volcano to you to see what energy they wanted us to come into knowing. Behold the fiery dance of the volcano, a testament to nature's potent alchemy. During its magnificent eruption, ancient rock yields to transformation, giving birth to new molten forms that cool into creation. A vivid reminder that even seemingly unchanging stone holds the seeds of renewal and regeneration. And if we fail to express our anger, it can turn into resentment. When we feel upset or frustrated, it's easy to let it slide for fear of upsetting someone, but it might build us into something bigger. If we find a way to communicate clearly and compassionately, we can avoid unnecessary conflict, confusion, separation. The volcano card invites you to express your feelings now, before they get out of hand, to clearly state what your experience is so you can solve it now before it turns into something else. This card generally comes up when we need to express something that's been left unsaid. And I think this is a day when we will have those things that have been left unsaid, that they want to come out. They have to have their moment in the light, to be seen, to be heard. When we leave our feelings to fester, they can grow red hot and eat us up from within. But if we can process our feelings and express them in a way that's kind and honest, we can avoid unnecessary harm to any relationship. You may be called to express your feelings to yourself with a practice like journaling, meditation. You may be called to find a way to process your own inner dialogue or to have a conversation with someone else in which you express yourself. The ancient stone's activation is, I gather up the courage to express my feelings before they turn into something much bigger than they need to be. Please guide me to express myself clearly yet kindly. And it really is. It's about saying, this doesn't feel healthy for me anymore. This doesn't feel right to me anymore. This doesn't feel like I'm participating in my own evolution. You know, look at our animals here. So yeah, the volcano, think of yourself as a volcano. You don't want to just be spewing things, but you do want to bring new life into old parts of your world where you've just kind of got used to this is how it is. Doesn't need to be. Under the radar, the possum. Under the radar. So we don't really want to share things. We want to protect our dreams, what we want, what we're going after. The warrior, practical, assess. When the oak is felled, the whole forest echoes with its fall, but 100 acorns are sown in silence by an unnoticed breeze. The possum is a master actor, knowing which role to play at the proper time. Possums have practical and intelligent energies that help them assess the situation as to what part they should play. If they feel threatened, they play dead. Possums have entered your life today because it wants you to embrace your inner warrior. It is time for you to go under the radar until the situation feels safe. Be careful how you use your words. You could injure relationships or cause more ripples. Instead, take time to allow any arguments or miscommunications to quiet. And we don't necessarily need to bring them up again. We don't always have to be right, and sometimes stepping away from a situation helps to heal more quickly and effectively. And if you feel like work situations feel difficult, transitions could be happening, don't start fretting that your job is in danger. Just let things play out around you. So control what you have control of. Okay, and if it's something that you can't control, then take that energy within you and use it as the vehicle to drive yourself forward in the places that you need to. Okay, and it could be setting new boundaries or approaching things in a different way, a new perception, seeing things in a new perception. I mean, there's so much energy here to allow new beginnings. Uranus has been busy all week, trying to shake things up, trying to give us those curveballs, trying to say, hey, have you looked at this part of your life lately? Because I think it needs a refresh. And then get yourself unstuck out of that comfort zone. Tie up those loose ends. Deal with the things that need to be dealt with. Clean up the clutter. And step into a more, as we go into Sagittarius, a more optimistic, I think spontaneous as well, of just being able to step into adventures and opportunities and learning experiences and new relationships with this newfound zest for life. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.